There we go. Hopefully this is actually... Oops. What have I done? What have I done? Don't do that. Good day, guys. Welcome to another exciting episode of JJ Plays Modded Minecraft. I am your host, Jon-Michael Booth, and today we are going to be doing something that I've been meaning to do for a very long time. You see that block up there? Just floating in the sky? It's been driving me crazy. For 21 episodes now, I've been glancing up once in a while. I see that block, and I know I don't say anything about it, but God, does that ever annoy me. So today, we're fixing it. That's right. We're going full-on bat mode. We're flying up there, and we're getting rid of that block. So here we go. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. It's just a floating block in the sky. Yeah, with some snow on it. Get rid of the snow and get rid of the block. And that's it. And look, there's more floating blocks over there. There's more floating blocks. Nope, that's going to have to be for another episode. It's just it's the way it is. Okay. Actually, it's not really what this episode was all about. This episode is going to be all about just doing some stuff that just keeping up with the farm. Keeping up with our lives, and hey, look at that! There's a creeper balanced, perched precariously above my nether portal. That's hilarious. Yeah, something that I want to mention. This is really interesting to me. I don't know why this is interesting, but my pigs vanished. They didn't die or anything. They didn't get out. They just vanished. I still have my sheep. I still have my chickens. Cows are doing fine, but pigs they just up and vanished. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. I can't explain it. It's like they disappeared into the alpha zone. That's just the way it is. All right. In the last episode, I told you guys, I think, that we were just going to keep an eye on this farm and see how many materials we could gather. And if I didn't say that, well, I'm saying it now. Let's just see what happens when you leave your computer on overnight when you have this many growth pulsers going. This time, wow, 57,000 Minicio, and another 10,000 diamond seeds or diamond essence. So that's significant. Yeah, let's move some of this down here. See how much diamond we actually ended up with. Look at that. Like 2 full rows of stacks of diamonds plus 12. That's a lot of diamonds. Pretty happy with that. The Minicio, there are some stuff that I want to do with the Minicio. I need to turn a bunch of it into Minicio blocks, and I want to turn even more of it into some of the higher level things. So let's get out our infusion stone, this guy, and I always do this wrong. I think you only need the plus. There we go. So turn a bunch into Accio. Let's look at our list there. So we don't want to go too crazy. So 50. We still have 50,000 of this stuff. So that's good. We can afford to go down a little bit. So there we go. There's a bunch of that. Let's take our infusion stone out, clear that, put that back, and then we'll surround it with this stuff. We need a bunch of this as well, but I want to turn a bunch of it into Crucio. Yeah, that should be enough. Take our infusion stone out, clear that, put that back. Take our Crucio, and we'll need some of this stuff as well, but I can afford to take some down a little bit. Where did we go here? I think, did we use it all? I didn't mean to use it all. Oh well. Then we can take some of this. And And let's save a little bit of this stuff. Yeah, about 32. And we get 40 Zavisio. So we have lots of Zavisio now, which is good because we need all of the Zavisio to do one of the things that I want to do today. And that is take a look at what I am wearing when I'm not a bat, that is. Oh my god. Here comes a zombie. Here comes a zombie. That's okay. Zombies don't like daylight. What the heck was a zombie doing out in the day? That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. Back to this view. This view. I've been working all this time with iron armor, but I happen to have a crap ton of diamonds. So, like, you know, over 2,000 diamonds. So I think it's about time that we upgraded our armor. Don't you think? So let's take that. Boots. Let's take... Oops. That. And make a chest plate. And then we'll take that. And we'll make some pants. And then we can get rid of this stuff and put on this stuff. And look at me! I now have a full set of diamond armor. That is super exciting. Diamond armor. I love me some diamond armor. That's not the button I meant to push. Okay. So let's get the next thing. Do you remember that one of the things that we want to build is these growth pulsers to keep our farm going? But one of the issues I was having was the sheer amount of time it was taking to cook the stone. Well, check this out. I did a little bit of research. I haven't built anything yet, but I did a little bit of research, and it turns out that if I were to take my furnace and stick it in my crafting station, like this, and then take some Minicio. No, I don't think it's Minicio. I think it's actually Accio, which I still have a little bit of, and I can't remember whether I do the plus. Yes, I just do the plus. I get this thing called an Accio furnace, and the Accio furnace is actually much faster than a regular furnace. But if I take my Accio furnace and surround it with Crucio, which of course I don't have any Crucio. So, did I leave my stone outside? Yeah, I think I did. Pretty funny. Let's get out here. So this is the problem with having multiple... Oh, wait a minute. I didn't. If you have multiple crafting terminals around, you can actually leave items in it, and then they're only accessible in that terminal. Like, for example, you see I put this Accio furnace in the middle here. If I'd have tried to access it from outside, I wouldn't have been able to because it was in the middle. So let's take our infusion stone. Let's take some of our Accio. I think we only need 4. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 4 Accio. Or not Accio, we have 4 Crucio. We surround the Accio furnace in Crucio, and we get the Crucio furnace. I think you probably know what's next. I take my Crucio furnace and surround it in Imperio, and I get an Imperio furnace. And if I take my Imperio furnace and I surround it in Zavisio, I get a Zavisio furnace. Now, check this out. I'm going to need some coal. I'm going to need some cobblestone. Lots of cobblestone. Lots and lots of cobblestone. Let's get these things away that I don't need. The Visio I don't need, so I'll take more cobble. And what's cool about this, and I did try this in another world, if I take my furnace and stick it in here, it should function exactly the same way. If I load this chest with all of my stuff, you can see it starts to filter down, so the hopper is getting it, and it's loading into this Visio furnace. If I take this and I load it up with this stuff, look at that. It actually starts smelting immediately. And look at how fast it's going. It's going much faster than anything that was happening before. So let's get all of this stuff up here. Bang. There we go. Hopefully this is actually... Oops. What have I done? What have I done? Don't do that. There we go. Sorry. Mistakes were made, and now we're all good. So now we're smelting all kinds of this stuff. It's going super duper fast, as you can see. It's actually going quite a bit faster even than some of these hoppers can keep up. So there it is. It's going into this chest, and it's actually going too fast because it's actually going underground through my ME cable and into my ME system. Oops. T O N E. Look at that. Look at how fast it's going now. It's just so much faster than it ever was before. So, okay, so that's going to serve us quite well. I thought I might actually take this opportunity to do a couple other things as well. Remember, I need Yellorium packed in here, and I need to remove stuff from here. So I should probably make some import and export buses to do that. So import. I believe, yeah, I need a few things. So I need my annihilation cores. So I need a couple of those things. Gold. Actually, do I have any? Okay, I have some of this. Oh, which is good, because that's actually one of the hard parts. I need redstone. And then I need 2 silicon printed circuits, or printed silicons, I should say. And then I can come over here to my inscriber. And 1, 2, 3. A lot faster with all these acceleration cards in there. Okay, 2 of those. And we come back over here, and we need to make an annihilation core. This guy right here. So I can get 2 of those, very easy. And then I need to make a formation core, and that is right here. Almost the same recipe, but it uses Certus quartz instead of nether quartz. 2 of those, and then I can make a new import bus. Oops, I guess I need some pistons first. I don't think I have any pistons at all. I don't. Piston. So let's make a couple pistons. 1, 2. Let's make a couple, well, at least one sticky. And then we can make our import bus like this. And then we also need to make an export bus. And the export bus is very simple, or very similar. Use a formation instead of annihilation core, and use a piston instead of a sticky piston. There we go. So, for those of you who are new to Applied Energistics, we've used import buses before. They allow us to take things out of chests and import them into our network. This thing called an export bus, well, you can probably guess what it does. It takes stuff out of our ME system and sticks it into something else, like a chest. What's neat about them is that they are filtered, and so I can use an item such as a piece of Yellorium and filter out. I'm also going to need some ME glass cable, this stuff. And then I'm going to need to dig up the floor. So, do I have my network tool handy? Yes, right there. So if you recall, when I'm holding my network tool and when it's turned on, it allows me to see under the floor to where I have cables connected. This path right here goes out to the control panel that I have out there, the crafting terminal, I should say. But there's only one device, and if you recall, I can add up to 8 devices onto the line, so I don't think it would be too much difficulty to add another 2 right over here. So I'm going to dig up the floor a little bit and run a little bit of a path back to this cable. Over here, I want to take stuff out of my network and put it into this this little device here. So I'm going to use an export bus. Click on that. And the import bus will come over here because this is where the waste material comes out of my reactor. So I'll click that, and that will take the waste material out. Now I just need to hook that up with ME glass cable, and I probably connected or dug too much. There we go. So that's connected. So with no further configuration on the part of the import bus, it's just going to take anything that ends up in the output port here, which will be my waste material of my reactor, and automatically just feed it back into my ME system. The export bus is going to need to be configured to deliver Yellorium, and I want to show this to you, because if I take all the Yellorium out of here, and then I open up the export bus terminal, and I just click some Yellorium in there, you can see that it is slowly, very slowly, going to fill up with Yellorium, and that's the Yellorium that's in my ME system right now. So all I really need to do now is make sure that all of the Yellorium is put in there. I've just been keeping it in this chest over here, but I don't really need it in the chest. Let's move this to here. Let's break the chest just because we don't need it anymore. And then let's get all the Yellorium into there, the chest in there, and then my marble. So I can just replace this block that was broken. And now the only thing to do is fix up my floor with some more facades. Okay, I only have one cable facade left, so I'll have to make some more. And I make those with these anchors. 2, 3, 4 anchors, and then I put a piece of marble in the middle, and then 1, 2, 3, yeah, there we go. Now I have 13 cable facades, and that'll be more than enough. Click, 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 click. There we go. And now you can't even tell, except that you can over here. But what's neat is I can actually put a cable facade there, and now just the little tip sticks out of the floor. In fact, if I really wanted to, how many do I have? I have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, this might work perfectly. I can actually put them on the sides of these things. 2, 3, 4. And on the top, 5, 6. And now they just kind of blend right in, and you can't even see. It just kind of looks annoying that way, if you ask me. I actually liked it better when I could see them. So I think I'm just gonna put them back. But point is, it is possible to do. Okay, so let's put the network. Actually, the network tool. Let's keep it because it might be necessary, or it might be useful at some point. That can go away. That can go away. That can go away. And actually, no, I'm just gonna leave it. I don't need it yet. If I need it, I can come back for it. So how are we doing for our stone in our furnace? And that is, wow, coming along quite well. That is, well, burning like crazy. What's actually neat about this is that it uses coal a lot more efficiently as well. A regular furnace will burn one piece of coal will burn 8 items, but you can see here it's burning a lot more than 8 with this this one piece of coal. So I don't know exactly what the math is. I haven't actually stood here and tried it with one piece of coal, but maybe at some point we'll do an experiment and see just how much a Zavisio furnace will actually burn with a single piece of coal. But all we really care about for the purposes of our needs is how much stone do we have. That. So let's try growth pulsars again. So how many growth pulsars can we make? Remember that each stack, so 64, goes from top to bottom, and we need how big is our thing? 9 by 9 minus 1. So we need 80 stacks. Now we already have about 6 stacks, but that's all the work leading up to today. All the episodes that we spent and all the time that I spent between episodes harvesting Minicio, building these growth pulsars from all the diamonds and all the stone and all the Zavisio, or not Zavisio, Minicio essence. Let's see how good we can do with what we have now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, this is a lot. There we go. We have a lot of stacks. Yeah, 17 stacks plus a quarter of a stack, almost. So, and again, it's the stone that we're out of. That's the factor here. But we're doing really good with this stuff. I need to start assembling these things some more. So let's go bat form. Let's go outside, and let's see what we can do. So this is what I've been kind of doing between episodes, but I thought I would do a little bit of it during this episode just to give you an idea of how things are going. So this is what I usually do. All the way down, all the way down. This is why I also built that floor at the bottom, because I wanted to make sure I stopped at the right place. And I hear zombies. I suppose I could also build up. That might save me a little bit of time, right? It's a little slower building up. At least I feel like it's slower building up. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's about the same. And then just so much effort. Just a lot of clicking, a lot of flying and jumping and clicking, and oh man. And yes, I have to do this for 80 columns. Well, minus the few columns that I've already done here. But you can see how long this takes. But look at the return, though. This is cool, because right here, for instance, this row doesn't have the pulsars on it, and this row beside it does. And look at them go. They just grow. They just grow almost instantaneously. Not quite instantaneously, but the farming station, what it's actually doing is it's sort of going along left to right, and it's harvesting, and then it goes to the next and harvests, and you can't even see it go. Things are growing pretty fast, not quite as fast as they should, but once they get growing like at full speed, then you'll actually be able to see the harvesting pattern, which is pretty cool. So guys, I think I'm going to end this episode here. We've gone about the right amount of time, so yeah, you can see where I'm at. I'm not going to waste your time by showing you me building all of this these growth pulsars out. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the next little while building growth pulsars, or stacking growth pulsars underneath my farm, and hopefully by the time we start the next episode tomorrow, I'm going to have most of this area all filled up. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, every single one of you. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy growth pulsars. And if you really love them, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will talk to you guys next time.